Okay, so hi everyone, thank you for coming today. Today I'm going to give you a brief overview about Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is a product that you can use to create different types of images. So if you have imagery you want to put out through social media, you can do that. Um, you can do social graphics. You can do web pages through this also. Um, and you can also do short videos. And that's what I'm going to focus on today. I haven't really played with the other two features that much, but I just wanted to point those out so that you know that they're there. In case you are looking for ways to create graphics for social media, this is a great tool to do that too. But like I said, today we're going to focus on the video portion. Um, so what I'm going to do is Adobe Spark is free. All you need to do is sign up for an Adobe account. And once you have an Adobe account, you can go in and use the free version. There are also licensed versions. And I'm just going to quickly show you the difference. If you look here, the free version, you have a bunch of images, graphics, and templates you get to use. But when you pay for it, you get a bunch of other options. You can collaborate with the team on it. You can use custom templates. You can do custom watermarks for branding and things like that. So if you're interested in those features, let me know, and I can go over those with you separately. But today I'm just going to focus upon the features that are available in the free version and concentrate on those because I'm assuming that's what most people will be using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly sign in here. And once you sign in, you will be taken to the Adobe Spark main page. And on this main page, you'll find a lot of useful information. As I said, this is great for social media feeds. So they have a whole bunch of templates for like Instagram, Facebook, and to do other things like photo collages, presentations, things like that. Um, and if you scroll down on the main page, you'll also see a whole bunch of templates you can choose to start with. And, you can choose just about any of these. You'll notice some of them have this little yellow ribbon. That means they're the premium ones, so you have to have the paid version to use those. But you'll notice that if I just scroll through this quickly, that a lot of these are free. So these are a great way to get started with your projects. Now, all of these are pretty much graphics for social media, but I just wanted to point that out. So in case you're wondering what else you can do with this, there are a lot of different options. So let me go back to the home page. Creating videos is pretty simple using this. All you need to do is from your home page, you'll notice this plus button up here. If you just click on that, it'll again give you the option to choose what you want to create. You can do flyers, Instagram, Facebook, and also video. So I'm just going to click on video here. And when I do that, it's going to prompt me for a title. So you can either enter a title for your video here, or you have the option to skip it. Right now, I'm just going to skip it real quick. And then the next thing it gives you is a bunch of story templates for your videos. And you have the option to choose one of these, or you can start from scratch. I typically start from scratch because I don't necessarily need a lot of prompting. But when you're first starting out, it may be helpful to have some idea of how to tell your story or get across the information that you're hoping to get out there. So you may want to look at some of these templates and see if any of them will work for you. And if you do choose one of these templates, let's say promote an idea, When you pick that one, what Spark is going to do is create a short storyboard for you with some questions that are going to prompt you about what you should be thinking about. So you'll notice that this is the video editor. This is where you're going to create everything. You'll notice down here, these are the different slides. And if I click into these, it's going to prompt me on what I can or should be putting in my video. So if you need some suggestions on how to create a good story, how to create something engaging, you may want to start with one of those templates. And so I just wanted to point that out. What I'm going to do is, though, I'm going to go back and I'm going to just start from scratch. So again, here is the title page. So I'm going to type in a title. As an instructional designer, something I might create for faculty is a short video on using journals in your class. So I could create that as a title, and then I can hit next. And again, it'll prompt me if I want to use one of these templates, but I'm not going to, so I'm just going to hit start from scratch. And when I do that, it'll take a second to set up my project. And then it'll open up the video editing screen. And in here, you'll see a bunch of different things. Down here is your timeline. So this is where all of your different content pieces will show up. Up here is the main title, the main content screen where you would go about creating content for different slides. And there's some other options here I'll show you in a second. Let me move this. Okay. So to actually create content, it's very simple. So right now I have my first slide selected, and I have the option. I can add in text. So I can easily select that text button and put using journals in here. So it's easy to add text. And then what I can do is, you'll notice there's a plus button. I can hit that. And then I could add a video or photo. Again, this is very simple. All I would do is click on photo. And you'll notice over here in the right-hand menu, I then have a bunch of options of what I can do with photos. If you have photos already, you could upload them and use them in your presentation. You can use your camera to take a photo and then use that. And then you also have a bunch of options below that. You can find free photos. You can use some of the Adobe stock photos. And then you have options to connect to cloud drive storage. So if you have something in Google Drive, you could connect to that and pull your images right from there. So I have my text here, but I want to make this a little fancier. So I'm going to find a free photo. And so now what I can do is I can just search. So let's say I want to find a photo that has to do with journals. So I can type that in, and it's going to give me a whole bunch of different options here. And I can just look through this list and find something that I like. It'll take a second to keep loading images, but let's just grab this one. And it will dump that image into the background. So it's really simple just to pull something like that together. Let's see. Okay, I'm just checking the chat for real quick. I'll get to those questions in a second. So as you see, the image was dumped into the background. I can then use this pencil tool to resize the image so I can make it larger or smaller. I can also, if I don't like this image, I could then pick something else, so maybe I want to use this one instead, and it'll automatically swap that for me. So it's all pretty simple to use. You'll notice that I have a paid account. And so I was able to put the UB School of Social Work logo in here as a watermark. As I mentioned before, with the free version, what you will see instead of the UB watermark is you will just see this SP logo in the corner there instead of what you're seeing with this. So there I have my first slide. There was a quick question. Charles asked whether you can upload stuff from your computer or a flash drive, and yes, you can. All you do is when you hit the upload photo, it'll then let you browse to wherever you want on your computer and select the file you want to use. So it's really simple to get images into Adobe Spark, either your own images or images from somewhere else. The only thing you have to worry about is if you are going to publish this for public use, you want to be a little cognizant of the copyright implications. So if you're grabbing photos off of the internet, you want to make sure that you can use those for free, and you're not going to get into trouble with copyright issues. So you don't want to just keep grabbing stuff off the internet and using it without getting permissions to do that. Okay. So right now, that's how you create a basic slide. And then what you can do is down here, you'll notice I have more slides. If I just select the next one, with starting from scratch, it automatically creates a credits and also an outro for you. So once you have a content slide, all you need to do is hit this plus slide at the very beginning, and it's going to add a new slide in right after the slide you were working on. So if using journals is my title, then the next page, I may want to add in, okay, what do I want to tell people about using journals? So I might want to tell them some of the reasons why you might want to use a journal in your class. So you might want to increase student self-reflection. You may want to have them think about what did they learn. And you may also want them to think about what else would they like to know. So these are just some of the things that you might want to use a journal for. So now I've created this text slide, and that's really simple to do. The other thing you can do, as I was saying, and you saw in some of my examples, you can also do voice over the slides. Let's see, I have another chat question. Sarah, let me get back to your question outside of this. I'm not sure. So let me come back to that one. Okay. So once you've created a slide, the next thing you're probably going to want to do is also add some audio narration over it. And that's really simple to do. You'll notice here in the main window, I have this microphone button. And all you need to do to record is hold down that button, and it will start recording from your microphone. So if I click on that, you'll see that it gives me a timer, so it knows how long I'm talking for. And it allows you to see how long you're going. And then after 10 seconds, it kind of gives you a warning that you should be keeping it short. So that's all you need to do to record your audio. Let me make sure. Share computer sound. Once you've created that, I can then just play it. You'll see that it gives me a timer, so it knows how long I'm talking for. And it allows you to see how long you're going. And then after 10 seconds, it kind of gives you a warning that you should be keeping it short. So that's how simple it is to get audio in there. Was it? Let me just check. Were people able to hear that audio as it played?
Well, we
Yes.
heard music.
We heard music.
Did you hear me talking too?
No.
I did.
I didn't.
I heard the talking. It
Yeah.
sounded like he was just talking, like still explaining things, but it was recorded.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm afraid of this question. Where did the music come from? I'm sorry. Where did you get it?
Yeah. So the music is built into the template. I'll show you that in a couple.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just wanted to show you the basics of recording. So that's how simple it is to get audio over your over the slides that you're creating. So then, like I said, you can just hit this plus button. It'll start playing again. You'll see that it gives me a timer. And so you can listen to it. And if you don't like it, you can just hit the record button. And this is me recording over what I did before. And then I can play that. And this is me recording over what I did before. So it's really easy to create a slide and then put your voice narration over it. Now, the way Adobe Spark is set up, you want to keep your slides short. As you saw, I got that message saying keep it short, because that way it's more engaging for your listeners. This really isn't like PowerPoint where you just want to dump tons of text on a slide and talk for 2 or 3 minutes. You really want to be creating much smaller slides with much less content on each one, and really nailing your point real quick with each slide. And you'll notice it also will give you a time down here so that it'll tell you how long your audio was, so you can see that too. So let me create another slide. So again, I just come down here and I hit plus, and that will give me another slide. You'll also notice that over here on the right side, I have options on what type of content you can put on a slide. So you can do just text like I just did. You can also do a split screen with content and images on one side. So if I wanted to do another slide, so now I did one, but now I want to go into more detail on self-reflection. So the first slide I covered, these are the main topics I'm going to hit, and this is the first one I'm going to go into. So here again, I can do another photo. So maybe I want to do reflection and I can look at these, and I'm not sure any of these are great. So let's just dump this in and see what this looks like. And, you know, so I can resize that. So that might work, but maybe that's not really what I'm looking for. I can always just click on this again and decide, okay, I don't want to use an image. I'm not really finding what I like. So I'm just going to hit icon instead. And you'll notice that my search term in here is here again. And it's now pulling up a bunch of different icons that I can use here. So this is another way that you can just add some more interest to your slides. So maybe I want them to think about what they're thinking. So maybe you're going to have your students reflect upon what they're learning in the class. So you can then record again. So self-reflection is a great way to get students to think about what they're actually learning in the course. And then you can play that again. So self-reflection is a great way to get students to think about what they're actually learning in the course. So you can see it's really simple to map out a presentation, record your main ideas, record some text to go with it. What I would recommend if you're using this, I found that using the headset with the microphone really helps improve the sound quality. So I would recommend using one of those if you have one. Now, what I'm showing you right now is the Adobe Spark website. They also have a great mobile app for iOS devices. And I actually have done quite a few presentations on my iPad and pieced them all together there. And that works really well too. So if you do have an iPad and you want to do stuff on the go, you can do that too. Let's see. I'm going to quickly just check the chat to see if there are other questions here. Will it create a draft transcript of the audio words? No, unfortunately, it doesn't do transcripts. But hopefully you're just using this for short videos, you know, maybe 5 minutes at the most, maybe 6, where it would not be too difficult to transcribe it on your own. Yeah, using a lot of text in PowerPoint's not a great idea. Does the audio automatically shut off, or do you have to click the audio icon to get the audio to stop? Okay, so when you're recording your audio, what you actually need to do is hold down the mouse button. As soon as you let go of the mouse button or let go of the microphone button, it stops automatically. So I would recommend you play with that a little bit. I've found that I have a tendency when I want to record that I will start talking and recording too quick, where you really need to pause for half a second. And I also found that I have a tendency to also let go of the button too quick. And you probably want to stop talking, pause for a half a second again, and then release the button. Just so that it doesn't seem like your audio is running on and on. So I would recommend you should play with that a little bit once you're starting this out. But yes, as soon as you let go of the button, it automatically stops recording, so you don't have to click again. Okay, how do you change the font in the background color? That's a great question, because that's where I wanted to go next. So this is the basics of how you actually create slides and add content. Like I said, you can just keep adding new slides and they'll appear after the last slide that you were on. You can also just select a slide and drag and drop it. So if you wanted to move stuff around, add new stuff, you can always do that really easily. And what happens is you'll notice that the audio stays with the slide that you recorded it for. So this is a great way. I love using this for short presentations because I can have an idea, record that idea, and then move stuff around later on to make it flow more smoothly and be more coherent overall. All right. So once you have your presentation going, you also have the option up here. There's a theme button. And if you click into the theme, you'll notice there are a bunch of different themes you can choose from. So I can come in here. I really like the Sage theme, so I can select that. And then I also have some options in terms of colors I can choose from. So that's how you would go about changing the text style, the colors, that type of thing.
Steve, can I just ask, you seem to be showing us stuff that's very on brand. Even like the fonts, even though I know they don't look like approved fonts, they sort of look like approved fonts. Like, is there something in particular you're using that's part of the free part, or is it, or are you using something that's pre-branded as part of the paid?
No, I am actually just using what's free. So I have not made, I don't know that you can actually make changes to these built-in themes. I think I may have done something with these brand themes, but these more themes are the ones that are all included in the free version.
All right. I guess I just ask people, please try to be as on brand as possible if you can.
Yeah, especially if you're doing stuff for public consumption. For your class, it might not be as
for your class.
critical, but if you are putting stuff out for social media for the school, you probably want to pay attention to what you're doing. So just a lot of different options here. There's a resize option, and that's basically you can just go with either a widescreen video or a square video. I recommend going with the widescreen because that's what the standard is these days. So I wouldn't even mess with that. And then I believe it was Philomena was asking about the music. With this, you'll also notice there's a music option. And here, they have tons of different options you can choose from. And so let's see. You'll notice that I picked Sweet Arrival. I think I can hit this play button. So it'll let you preview what that's going to sound like. So if we want to do like a Western themed party for the school, we could do that. A lot of different options here. You also have the option, if you have a song, if you saw the slideshow that I did featuring my wife, if you just click add my music, you can then find an audio file and upload that audio file. So that's a great way to add in your own taste too. But again, if you're doing this for public consumption, you want to make sure that if you are using an audio file, you have permissions to use that music free of charge. Otherwise, we may get in trouble for that. I believe you also have the option to shut the music off. So if you don't want music, you can turn it off. You can also reduce the volume of the music so that it's still there, but it's not as prominent so that your users can hear the voiceover better. My recommendation would be to keep a music track in there, but keep it low in the background. That way it kind of evens out the audio across the entire presentation and kind of keeps things consistent from slide to slide so that your user feels like it's a smooth production. Where if you take the music out altogether, it may seem like there's awkward pauses or other stuff going on if it's just you speaking. And it also helps to hide some background noise in case there is some background noise on your microphone and things like that. So what I've shown you so far is most of the functionality that's in here. As you play, you'll see you can add different things in here. I haven't really used the video option, so I'm not too familiar with that. But if you're interested in using that, let me know, and I'd be happy to help you out with that. Like I said, as you're doing individual slides, you can just click and play the audio for that one slide. And this is me recording. You can also listen and preview your entire presentation. You'll notice there's a play button down here too. And if I hit that, it's going to play the entire thing for me. So that will start talking and recording too quick. And this is me recording over what I did before. So that way you can see what your whole presentation looks like, make sure it's all coherent, flows the way you want it to, and make sure the timing between slides is good. Like I said, if you start too quick or let go of the record button too quick, your audio between slides may seem like it's running together. So you may just need to play with that a little bit. So that's how you actually create your presentations. So once you have it created though, you then need to share it. And there's a few different options with that. There's a share button right at the top. So you can publish, you can invite people to look at it here, or you can send it to Google Drive so that you can have it in the cloud. I believe with the publish option, I thought it would let you go directly to like Facebook or something like that, but it doesn't look like that. So with the publish option, what it allows you to do is it will take your presentation that's on the Adobe server and just make a version on the Adobe server that you can then share with people. So that'll just give you a link you can share. The other option is you can download it. And when you download it, it'll take a couple minutes for it to process, depending on the length of the video. But once it's done, you'll then have that file on your computer, and then you can upload that to something like YouTube or Facebook or some other social media to share with other people. So let me see. That is everything that I have to show. Does anyone have questions? Let me check the chat too. Let's see. Let's see.
Steve, is there a limit to how many slides you can add or have? Sorry if I missed that.
I have not hit it yet. So the presentation that I did with my wife, I did one photo per slide. So that's probably about 100 photos, I think, somewhere in that range it was. So you can do quite a few different slides.
Okay.
This is also, because this is free, this is also a great way to have your students do assignments. I think one of the examples I sent you was actually an assignment that I did for one of the classes that I'm taking now. And it's a great alternative to PowerPoint. I know you probably get tons of PowerPoints turned in from students. So you may want to point your students towards this as something different. I think it allows them to be much more creative, and it also forces them to be a little more thoughtful about what they're going to put into their presentations, just because of the space constraints and the timing constraints. So it makes them much more concise and focused in what they're trying to present. All right. I'm just looking through. Sorry, Diane, they don't have a Star Wars theme, but you may be able to download some Star Wars images and put them in here if you're not going to be distributing this publicly.
So, Steve, in terms of a video, you could upload like a phone video or a Flipgrid video onto this?
Yes, you could.
Okay.
So let's take a quick look at video. So with video, when you click on it, it automatically wants to pull in a video. So it's not something like you can add with the other ones from the internet or select a stock video. It needs to be a video that you have. I think with video, there's also, I think video is a little tricky because with each slide, there's a 30-second time limit so that you're not talking on and on forever.
30 seconds?
Yes.
Whoa.
So it really forces you to be concise. So with a video, I think what you need to do is create multiple slides, and then it'll play across those multiple slides. So if you are interested in using video, let me know, and I'll look into that a little bit more, try it out myself, and become more familiar with it. and then I can give you some more information on the best practices with the video.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you wanted, to put a little bit of YouTube or something in there, can you? No?
Well, you would need to be able to download the YouTube
Yeah.
video. And usually that's the sticking point because it's not simple to download a YouTube video directly.
Okay.
I would like information,
Thank
more
you.
information though, Steve, about using the videos, because I think that's a good point that if we have to like split up the video in advance to like 30-second chunks, that's kind of a pain in the butt. So if you
Yeah,
have tricks.
I don't think you need to split it up into 30-second chunks. I think there's a way to set up the slides in Spark to accommodate a video that is longer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you have any advice, that'd be great.
Yeah. I'll look into that and get back to you. Okay, so a couple of questions from Tammy. Can you edit how long each slide is visible for? Yes, you can. You'll notice as I was recording, it automatically set the slide to the length of my audio recording. So if I start talking here, and I talk for 5 or 6 seconds as opposed to 4, it's going to automatically change the length of this slide. So you'll see that here it automatically updates it to the length of the audio, how long I talked for. You also have the option, if you have a narration over the slide, you cannot edit the duration. However, if you are just putting a photo in here, so let's grab this monkey looking at himself, you then have the option, you can click down here and then change the length of time that photo is on the slide. So you do have the option, same thing I think with text. If you wanted this to be on the screen longer, you could do that. But like I said, you probably want to keep it moving pretty quickly so that your users have enough time to take in the information, but then feel still engaged with it without it taking forever to change from slide to slide. Let's see. I see a caption under the split screens option. Is this a place to type in captions for the audio? I don't think so. I think what this allows you to do is add a photo and then caption the photo. So you can do that. And that's pretty much what you're able to do with the caption. So it's different type of captioning, not closed captioning. Any other questions?
Is Sarah still on here? Sarah, is that a problem then? Like, for example, for me, I'm going to be not creating internal videos, but like public facing videos. So does that mean I would have to caption every video like this?
Yeah, you're still going to have to caption it. Of course. The answer is always going to be yes. Please, please, please caption your videos.
But Steve, you said there's no way to close caption it where people can turn it on and off. It has to be built into the video itself.
What you would actually do is you would create your video here, and then whichever channel you're publishing it to, there you would do the captioning. So if you're uploading it to YouTube, you'd go into YouTube and create the caption in YouTube, and then it would play there. I don't think there's a way to overlay the captions directly into the Spark video.
Gotcha, that makes sense, thanks.
Yeah. Other questions?
So Steve, I mean, I know we're talking about videos here, but this kind of seems like the free stuff that you can do with this seems a lot like Canva, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't actually looked at Canva that much, so I'm not sure what's there.
It's real similar looking.
Yeah.
And I did want to say when you logged in, and I don't know that you really identified what you were doing, but you picked that you were logging into a personal account and not like a university enterprise-wide account. And I think that's really important for people to know, because I tried logging into the company school account the other day, and that messed everything up, and it won't let you. But it looks like it will let you because somebody at UB must have the shibboleth login tied to Adobe. So it took me to that, but then I kept saying access denied, and it took IT quite a while to figure out, like, oh, they actually had to contact Central IT, and Central IT was like, no, this is your personal account.
Yeah.
It's important to know that.
Yeah, that's very important to point out. Yeah. Any other questions about this?
So, hi, Steve. If I want to use it for the student assignment, what is the best way to incorporate it? I am thinking of sharing with each other, having this assignment. If I want to do that, can I use, let's say, Flickr to upload this to the Flickr? I don't know much about Flickr. Or can I find some kind of link that can be, posted on Blackboard? How does it work?
So what your students would do is they would come in here and actually create their video.
Right.
And then they would have a few options to share it with you. So what they could do is they could download it and upload it to YouTube or somewhere else and share that link with you. Or they could just use this share option in Adobe Spark. And this would give them a link over here where they could then share this link with you. And the same thing, they could actually take this and like post that link in a discussion board so all the other students could see it, click on the link in the discussion board, and then, provide people with feedback that way, that type of thing. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was wondering if there is a way that they don't have to go through a link, instead that they can look at the actual, kind of thumbnail kind of, view, so that they can click on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, UB Learns does not like when we upload videos to the UB Learns site because they just take up way too much space. So the best practice really is to just link to it from wherever it is out on the internet. So either here when it's in Spark, or else in YouTube if they decide to upload it over there. I know it's a few extra steps, but that seems to be the best practice right now. Mm-hmm.
Do you have a recommendation, Steve, of what you would suggest? Like, is the easiest thing for them to do would be to create a link, as opposed to, fiddling with YouTube?
Yeah, if they don't have a YouTube account and they're not familiar with that, then yes, just creating the link here and then you sharing that link would be the most easy way for them to get that content to you and the rest of the class.
And then does that stay on the Adobe Spark server forever?
I believe so. They can go in and delete it.
Oh, they can.
Yeah. But yeah, if they don't do that, it will stay there. Other questions? I really think this is really an easy product to get into, and it's pretty simple once you've used it a few times to create content. So it may feel a little overwhelming now, but I would spend enough, 15, 20 minutes playing with it, and I think you will be able to pick it up pretty quickly. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.